Hi, I'm James McGuire, Managing Editor at ThreatMetrix, and I'm here at the Digital Identity Summit with Matthias Baumhof, VP of Worldwide Engineering. Matthias, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very great, thank you.
And did I say you work for ThreatMetrix? We really want to mention that at some point.
Yes,
it's a good detail.
Yes.
So the big news is ThreatMetrix ID. But I want you to talk about a little anecdote we were talking about earlier about how ThreatMetrix ID may play a role in this.
That's true.
What happened to you in Germany recently?
Reed was mentioning like cross-border e-commerce, and I mean that's still a big topic, and I mean it's very worthwhile to thinking about it.
Cross-border e-commerce.
Cross-border e-commerce.
Right.
I mean, I was back in Germany. I am German. I went just back in Germany for 2 weeks with my daughter.
Right.
And I have still a lot of friends who play in music. And there's this guy who played in Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Ah.
So it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I met him and said, actually, I'm playing tonight.
Oh.
And so I went on the website, tried to get tickets for me and my daughter for $250. And my credit card got denied.
Right.
I mean, I have an American credit card. I live here. I have American credit history, but I can't buy tickets for a German show, being I'm German. So they couldn't handle me coming from the America with an American credit card.
Right.
And the only way I could solve it was with PayPal, linked to my same credit card that got denied.
Right. As if a fraudster would want to buy tickets to the theater that night, there would have been some upside for them. But yeah, at any rate.
To buy tickets to a show.
Sure, okay.
Well, they might be reselling it.
They resell it on the street.
It's not a very big risk.
Yeah, right.
So this shopping system clearly couldn't deal with this situation. It's a very, very easy situation to deal with. If they would employ ThreatMetrix, they can make a risk decision that is a very, very low risk for me buying credit, like buying tickets when I anyway was already a few days in Germany.
Which brings us to ThreatMetrix ID. So it was announced yesterday. It's really the big news. It's not just a new feature. It's almost like it's a re-architecting of the platform, as I understand.
That's true, but you can also see it's a culmination of all the efforts we have done until then. Because ThreatMetrix ID, you can make better decisions by looking at less attributes. Because ThreatMetrix ID basically is one ID, and all the connected attributes, you catch them just with one ID. And you have to look at one thing, and then it can make a decision. Previously, you have to look at all the attributes.
You can use less variables now if you need to.
Yes.
Okay.
You can make easier decision if we give you an ID, if we tell you what actually belongs together, you can make a decision on the entity itself.
Gotcha.
And not on the individual attributes. And I think that's a game changer for customers who use ThreatMetrix.
What other improvements are going on with ThreatMetrix ID?
So we have made also big infrastructure improvements, and especially that's what I'm really interested in with my engineering team.
Right.
The best product and the best features, they are worthless if you can't execute them at scale.
It's about scaling, for sure.
It's absolutely
especially
about
if you're going to be
scaling.
worldwide.
Yes, and I mean we're doing now 80 million transactions per day, and clearly we have next year we probably have double that. If we cannot have an infrastructure that can execute on that, any new features, it's just worthless.
Right.
And also new features add complexity to the system, and you have to work towards that to have infrastructure in place that can even give you new features in 3 years.
Right.
And we have done major improvement this year, and Andreas mentioned that in his presentation that we just revamped the whole backend of our real-time backend. And also data warehouse has a new technology which allows us to iterate on it. It's very important for my team to be ahead of the curve there.
Right. So it sounds like it could be faster. What other improvements would clients possibly see with ThreatMetrix ID?
Well, as I said, ThreatMetrix ID, of course, we want to be fast, but we want to also be accurate and give people a better chance of making decisions with looking at less attributes.
Quality of data.
Yeah, well, quality of data, Andreas also mentioned it. Quality of data is one of the things where we can be confident that our IDs are actually meaningful. Because if you have random collection of data, you don't know, does it mean anything? Does it have any essence?
Right.
But with the global data that we have, we think that the ThreatMetrix ID can be a meaningful base on a real-time decision.
Matthias, what else are we leaving out? What else needs to be said about ThreatMetrix ID?
Well, I mean, the real-time is also something that I want to emphasize.
Okay, real-time data analytics.
Yes.
Moving at light speed almost.
Well, yes, real-time is very, very hard. I can give you an example where you can see what real-time really means. For example, I want to do a decision about remote access Trojans. These are little small remote access Trojans.
Oh, Trojans. Okay.
Yes. These are little programs on the computer that basically transform my screen to another victim. So the victim can actually control my computer. We can catch those because we look at open ports and we can see, okay, there's a remote access Trojan active. So if I do that just on a plain condition-based rule, I see, oh, a certain percentage of my users always have that on. So what I need to do is to make a decision to have a behavior analytics where you say, the 3 weeks passed, there was no remote Trojan active. And now suddenly there's a remote Trojan active. So you need to calculate back in history.
Set a policy, so to speak.
And traditional system needs an offline process to actually do that.
Okay.
And we can do that just in real time. You can go into our portal and say, I want to see if this guy has, in the 3 weeks past, remote Trojans active. Formulated rule, click save, everything happens in real time. That's very, very powerful, and traditional systems always have those background processes to calculate averages, to calculate velocities. Everything what we do is in real time, and they can't emphasize that enough. And also digital ID calculations happen also in real time, as 80 million times a day.
The world demands speed, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you can make the best decisions.
Matthias, that's a lot of good stuff. Thanks for talking with us today, and thank you everyone for watching.